Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins, along with my brother Brent, going over the incredible UFOs just into Third Phase of Moon. Buckle up and behold the phenomenon right now. So here we go again. The UFO phenomenon's not slowing down, and neither is Third Phase of Moon bringing it to you. And we've got a lot of them for you tonight. But what are we looking at right now? A side-by-side comparison. The original to the left, and I blew up the video to the right about 300%. I'm locking in on it, adding some brightness contrast, trying to figure out what the heck are we looking at. Guys, look at the speed of this as it takes off. This is phenomenon in your face footage that the government isn't sharing with you. The public has got it, and we're sharing it with you right now. Brett, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Great video right here, especially the lumens off that orb that just lit up. It was so bright, it almost looked like there was a sun planted. And look at the speed as it takes off into the clouds right there. Amazing. Is this new technology, new drones, or something otherworldly? These are the big questions right now. There it goes. It highlights again. More videos coming up. Check this out.
Okay. I told you buckle up, guys. We've got a lot of videos and we're sharing them with you. What the heck are we looking at? This one blasts very quickly. Something in the sky. Again, I'm doing some enhancements, locking in on whatever this diamond-shaped UFO in the sky, a flying saucer. Who knows? But it's unidentified, and that's what we're here at Third Phase of Moon is to share you the top UFOs as they come in. Is this the Bob Lazar sports model or something? The flying saucer is back.
Yeah, it's a good close-up right there. This thing moves right to left. I wish the video was a little longer. This is all we got, and we're just dropping it as fast as we could get it.
The broad daylight, and again, no manipulation. We're sharing with you authentic video from the public, so don't call it fake unless you could prove it. Right now, we don't see any kind of deception. What we're looking at is authentic. The question is, what is it? Now, more UFOs right now. Keep buckled in.
We had 13 sightings out here in 3 years, and we were calling them in. We were intentionally going out to different beaches and letting them know where we were and calling them in. And within 10 to 20 minutes, we got that good at it. It got really crazy. They came.
All right, Brent brought this to my attention. I'm like, well, let's just share it. Let's add some enhancements and see if we could make out what's going on here. Right now, I'm not seeing any flashing FAA lights. Is this a swarm of drones making it look like it's some kind of craft up there? But look at as I enhance it, it does seem that it has some structure. This thing's massive. I would have to say at least, I don't know, 40 to maybe 60 feet in length. It's hard to tell exactly, but with that enhancement, this is one craft, one structure. Again, it's moving pretty silently over the sky as well. What are we looking at, Brent?
Definitely not a commercial jet. This is a good one. I like that it just slowly passes over the building, and we get a good look when you do this brightness contrast to it. You can see it's kind of like popping and glittering. What is that? I have no clue what its reflective material is, but this is interesting. It's a craft up there. We just don't know what this is.
And I'm having to say this isn't any kind of blimp, because even blimps are required to have the FAA unless this is military. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, guys. Have you seen anything like this. It's just interesting. Again, could it be a TR3B up there? Just kind of checking things out. We've seen it up close. I'm not ruling this to be a TR3B, but again, it's unidentified. And I get the roller coaster keeps going with UFOs. Watch this.
Get that on film. Yo, did you get that? Get that on film. Get that on film. What the fuck is that, yo? Yo, what the?
Is that?
Yo. Oh, shit. What the fuck was that, yo?
What the fuck?
Yo, did you get that?
All right, once again, we have these lights in the sky just moving at an extraordinary rates of speed. Is this some kind of meteorite descending into our atmosphere? It has this wobble effect, which is kind of interesting. It appears to be an orb, but when I do this enhancement, I'm going to get a closer look. Look at this. It has a tail, then it doesn't, and it seems to, again, slow down and pick up pace at the same time, uncharacteristic of a meteorite. This is very strange. Once again, bringing you the footage. Brent, what's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's a war going on, and we're seeing supersonic missiles over the Ukraine. Now we're seeing this. It's hard telling. I don't know if this is, it could be a meteorite. I'm going to throw it out there, and it's a great capture that these guys got, and they're questioning. This is probably the first celestial event they've ever seen. This is pretty amazing footage, to say the least, if it is indeed celestial. So right now, I'm on the fence on what this is, but it's new stuff right here at Third Phase, and I'm glad we're sharing it with you.
Absolutely. Again, it seems to slow down and pick up speed, which is very bizarre. But speaking of bizarre, more UFOs. Watch this one.
See it? Ow! You howling in... Oh, you see it? Ow! You howling in...
There we go. Once again, you could hear it in the people's testimony. The last two, this one and the one prior, these people get super excited. They're yelling. They're actually doing a little bit of cussing, but I don't blame them. When you see the phenomenon, you're kind of strapped in, and I'm hoping you guys are enjoying this episode. If you are, give us a big thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm, that's for sure. And all the super chats really goes a long way to bring you the episodes. Again, we're doing some enhancements here. I spent some time trying to enhance these videos as best as I can to keep it in frame, and we're not seeing, again, any deception or anything that resembles anything that's conventional except these lights. But I'm trying to make out what kind of craft this is in the air. No FAA lights whatsoever required by the FAA to be this kind of craft, this size of craft in the sky. Obviously, this could be a hazard if you don't have the FAA lights, the warning for anti-collision on your airplane lit up. Something's going on, and this isn't proper. This is actually something that's incredible. In my opinion, this is, again, once another genuine UFO right here at Third Phase of Moon. Brent?
Yeah, fantastic footage. We're looking at it right now in real time with y'all. Look at the lights. They're all flipping left to right. They're dancing up there in the sky. Again, I'm going to say 100% that this isn't CGI. What we're looking at is a real deal right here. This is pretty phenomenal footage, Blake. I like that we get to hold on to this object as you see it just rotating unconventionally in the sky. This isn't a blimp, an airplane. We just don't know what it is. It's unidentified, and these are the videos we're looking for.
Absolutely good stuff here. And again, the excitement when you witness the phenomenon, it's something to experience. If you haven't seen a UFO, just keep looking up. You'll get your chance. It's quite often that it's happening. And even in space, aboard the ISS, International Space Station, NASA says they're getting in the UFO hunt. I haven't seen any footage that they're bringing forth, and you know they got a plethora of it. But right now, this photograph has just come in, and we wanted to share it with you. We're going to do a little bit of zoom in, and this is a high-res photograph, so we're able to get some good clarity. That's one thing that we appreciate from NASA is some of their high-res, but they like to smudge things out at the same time if something peculiar comes up on frame or on their camera feeds. But right now, this is available. It's not scrubbed yet, but we're looking at something that resembles some kind of like cigar-shaped craft. Look at, as we zoom in a little closer, something's there. And this isn't no speck on the lens or some kind of scratch on the lens. Brent, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, I was going to say, could it be a scratch on the glass itself? But it looks like it's there really off in the distance, and it's and it has that focus quality where these NASA photos are so sharp that we're able to zoom up on it, and we're even going to pull in closer, which is really cool. You see kind of artifacts around the object itself. People might say, oh, that's just photoshopped in. That's kind of just a natural camera artifact that happens around most objects if you look closely. But then again, the big question is, this looks like a cigar-shaped UFO. Hard telling how big it is. It seems like it's a really far distance away from the International Space Station. So I'm speculating it's massive.
Yeah, I would have to estimate, and it's just hard to tell without perspective. But as we zoomed in, man, you're right, Brent. This thing is like at least a football field in length, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I'm just kind of speculating here. But we see it off at the distance, and again, we're zooming in. Some people might even speculate that this is the Black Knight satellite. That's an interesting story. We had an interview with Billy Carson on our YouTube channel in regards to the Black Knight satellite, and he had a lot of interesting things to say. But I'm digging this photographic evidence, and I'd like NASA to explain it to us. That would be really proper if NASA came forward and started to tell us about these things that are captured within NASA itself, and if they could explain it away or just tell us they don't know what it is, but at least respond to it. That would be nice of NASA, but I'm not holding my breath right now. And it's interesting, this UFO Endgame, or the latest documentary, it's crushing it on iTunes and Amazon, and things are shaking up. We've made waves in Washington, D.C. We're going to be heading over there very shortly, and we're going to be speaking with congressmen, lawmakers in regards to the phenomenon. We're going to bring some of our evidence, but I'm sure they've got some things they might want to tell us while we're there in D.C. coming up very shortly. We're going to keep everybody posted, but here's an exclusive clip from UFO Endgame to disclosure.
Recently, the commander of NORAD actually stated that they have no evidence of UFOs or aliens. And he was kind of really being sarcastic. They have a lot of evidence of UFOs and aliens because information has been being released and declassified for decades, including the new ATIP documents. What he really is saying is, we have information about UAPs and UFOs, but we don't want to share it with you, and we're not going to actually openly claim that these are actual alien craft or spacecraft that are not created by us, because if we do that, and we're the ones in control of protecting airspace over the world, then we look like we're inadequate and we can't do our jobs. So that's why they do this. They do this to give the citizens of the world a false sense of protection or security that they do have control and they can protect us, when in actuality, they cannot control these beings whatsoever.
Interesting stuff. And what's crazy is that he's going to have his first annual event in Miami, and he's asking people to nominate their favorite influencers, directors, producers, etc. And there's the nomination. You can text it right there to nominate Third Phase of Moon. We're on the list. He says we're right up there, and if you guys could pull it over the edge, that would be so super. So make sure you text that and put your nomination for Blake and Brent Cousins, Third Phase of Moon. Now we've got another exclusive clip from UFO Endgame with Dr. Stephen Greer in D.C. last year.
I met with them here in Crystal City near the Pentagon at the congressman's condo. And they explained to me how there was an army of 8,000 men that were running drugs illegally, that were under cover of military, covert, secret projects, and that this was destroying things. I mean, it's an absolute destruction of our planet.
I will tell you, Director Deutsch, as a former Los Angeles police narcotics detective, that the agency has dealt drugs throughout this country for a long time. Director Deutsch, I will refer you to 3 specific agency operations known as Amadeus, Pegasus, and Watchtower. I have Watchtower documents heavily redacted by the agency. I was personally exposed to CIA operations and recruited by CIA personnel who attempted to recruit me in the late 70s to become involved in protecting agency drug operations in this country. I have been trying to get this out for 18 years, and I have the evidence.
So we had this long discussion about the rot and the danger of this kind of secrecy, because if no one's controlling them or watching them, all kinds of things can happen. And that's what has happened. So this is now let's talk about what this is really about. It's really about the renewal of democracy, because everyone says, oh, we're in a free country and a democracy. But how free and how democratic can it be if the most important technologies, the most important discoveries are kept from the media and the public and our policymakers? Remember Jimmy Carter.
Watch UFO Endgame. It's available right now, streaming, Amazon, iTunes. The link is in the description. And as we tell everybody, if you've captured anything amazing in regards to the UFO phenomenon, don't hesitate to upload that video to YouTube, copy paste that link to my email, and we'll share your video to the world. Everybody, be safe. Hit that thumbs up on the way out, and make sure you share this link on your social media to get Third Phase on the mainstream, because it needs to. Be safe, everybody. We'll see you next time.
When everything else fails and they got nothing else, they're going to have to go to fake alien invasion.
It's a mind-blowing situation. For the public, it's like, oh, a conspiracy theory, it's entertaining. But if you're actually in a responsible position and you find out that there's a whole secret government program that you don't know about, it's a shock.
This report comes from a shadowy Pentagon department that was shut down in 2012.
The disclosure movement has been hijacked by people parroting the narrative and the script being written by these black projects. I would say 90+% of everything that's going to come out is false.
There's going to be no more of these near misses.
The most widely seen UFO right now is not alien, it's actually ours.
It's a great cover story for all kinds of criminal activities. Blame it on the aliens, right?
If we are being visited by interdimensional beings, we should know about it.
This has the big disadvantage of the truth being much more unbelievable than the fiction.
It's the crash retrievals that are the Rosetta Stone for solving the UFO cover-up.
This is Operation Failsafe.
The implications of this is the difference between extinction level civilization versus one that's going to take off to the stars.